Hi, everyone. This is Tom Camboris with MyBalanceFormula, and we are here today with Natasha Wallace to talk about her balance, her life balance, and what things are important to her. Hi, Natasha. How are
Hi,
you?
Tom. Yeah, good, thank you.
It's going to be great talking to you today because you're kind of in this space. You're working and through lockdown and through your career. This is sort of your little sweet spot. So really looking forward to talking to you today.
Great.
Tell me a little bit about yourself before we get to these three questions that I want to ask you.
Okay, so I have spent my career working in HR. More recently, in the last 2.5 years, I have been running my own business called Conscious Works, and I work with individual leaders and team members and organizations to basically improve health and performance. So through creating a culture of health and well-being, and through helping leaders to become more conscious of themselves in order to take better care of themselves and their performance. That's where I now spend all of my time.
Fantastic. So you have a wealth of experience in this space and some foundational knowledge that you're going to be able to share with us here in a moment. So you ready?
I'm ready.
Okay. Question number one. Currently, during this sort of lockdown, social distancing life that we're living, if there was one thing that you know that when you do it, it is really important to do, that one thing right now that is keeping you afloat, that is maintaining your well-being with your interactions with your family, your friends, out in your community, just your mental health, what's that one thing you need to do on a daily basis?
Meditate.
Okay.
So I did a transcendental meditation course about a year ago. I had meditated up until that point, but using apps like Headspace or guided meditations online. I'd go and have the odd sort of hypnotherapy session where I would sort of be guided through a visualization. But I went and learned about transcendental meditation, and you're supposed to do it twice a day for 20 minutes. I rarely get to twice a day, but I pretty much always do once a day. And if I don't do that once a day, I really notice it because I have a shorter fuse. I tend to be more stressed. I tend to not be able to think as clearly. So if I start my day with a meditation, a 20-minute meditation, it just has a sort of transformative effect on the way I feel.
Fantastic. Two things come to mind. First is that's mine as well. I don't do TM. I do a different form of meditation, but that's my go-to. It's my medicine, if you will. Second is I know that Russell Brand is a big proponent of transcendental meditation, and he has a similar sort of practice as you do. I think he does 20 minutes, tries to do 20 minutes twice a day as well. So there you go.
Well, I think for any transcendental meditation teachers that are watching this, they'll be horrified to hear that I don't do it twice a day. When you do it twice a day, it makes twice as much difference, obviously.
Look,
but there's a lot going on at the moment.
Absolutely. You have to be kind to yourself, and whatever you can get in is a win at this point. So well done with that. Okay. On that note, question number two is, if there was one thing that you're not getting in, that you're not, somehow it's just not fitting in, you don't have time for it, well, there's different reasons why you haven't been able to build it into your own formula. But you know that if you do, it makes you feel better and you're a better version of yourself. What's that one thing that you need to somehow find a way to fit in again or for the first time?
So I think it's less about fitting one particular thing in, and it's more about doing less of one particular thing, which is work. Okay. So I, ironically, as a wellbeing specialist, find it very, very difficult to switch off. Especially at the moment with home working, and you've got all your stuff there, and it's so easy just to think, I don't need to leave the office, I don't need to drive home, I don't need to be home by a certain time. I'll just keep on going until somebody mentions it. So I do that, and I have been working a lot of evenings because I've been so busy. And I have been so aware of the fact that my pattern of work has not been healthy. And I made a decision this week that I'm going to change it. So, I help other people to do this regularly, and often it's difficult to be your own coach, isn't it? So I sat down and I went through all of the things that I do and all the things that are important to me that I need to do, and basically set out some really clear actions that I'm going to take moving forward. So my new rules, basically. So I'm going to make sure that I meditate after having a shower, because sometimes I do it before and I fall back to sleep again. That's not any good. I'm going to make sure that I switch off at 5 every day and not have any excuses. That is just going to be what I do. And also, I think that I have this in a narrative that says that I have to keep on producing. Like I thought this morning in my meditation, actually, like when is enough enough? And of course, enough is never enough. Like I will never ever get to the point where I feel as though I'm done now, like I've nailed it. That's enough for today. I could just keep on going. And so why don't I just wind it back and decide at an earlier stage in the day that enough is enough? So I'm going to just stop, and I'm going to see how much I can achieve through basically having that cut off and not doing any more, unless it's an exceptional circumstance.
Great. Again, we have some common ground there. That's one for me that's really big. I have to set very firm boundaries around my workspace, because it tends to leak. And when it does, I just don't feel as good. I feel, even though I might be more productive, I might be getting some more things off the to-do list, feel more fatigued, maybe overly more fatigued mentally. And I feel like I'm letting myself down, letting other people down around me. But sometimes it's like you're, in spite of yourself, in spite of knowing that, you kind of leak into that space. So thank you for that one. That's a good one.
Yeah.
Okay. Number 3 is more of a sort of a different perspective. So now you have been in the space for quite a while, but you've also had your own life experience. And so drawing on those things, what would you offer up to listeners as one sort of pro tip, one nugget when people are thinking about life balance and well-being and general happiness?
Yeah, I guess it's the underlying philosophy for all of the work I do now, which is to become conscious of it. So often we feel uncomfortable or guilty or shameful or frustrated or annoyed, but we don't connect with that emotion in order to make a decision about how we can move past it. We just experience it, and we think that that's the way that things are going to be, like we've got no agency in this. And through all of the work that I have done, and also, now that we're living in this hugely distracted world where, as you and I have both alluded to here, Tom, we could just carry on working. You could just keep on going, which is no good for your health. It's just no good for your long-term health, because there's so many other things that, nourish you on a day-to-day basis other than work, which can be nourishing. It's why I do it so much, but there's other elements. It's about being honest with yourself and saying, am I achieving what I want to achieve for me? Do I feel as good as I could feel? And am I having the effect that I want to have on the people around me who are close to me? Am I available enough for my children? Am I spending enough time with my partner? Because you're a unit. And then actually being real with yourself and making decisions once you've sort of clocked what's not working, about how you're going to make it work better. So it's sort of constantly checking in with yourself to see, am I as good as I could be right now? And if I'm not, what needs to change?
Great. Thank you for that. I really appreciate your self-disclosure as well on all of the questions. So thank you for that. I will be listing your social media contact details in the details of this post. If anyone out there wants to reach out to Natasha, please do. Thank you for joining us. We had a couple back and forths to get this together. I'm really, really pleased that our schedules finally lined up and we were able to spend some time together this morning. So thank you for coming.
It's a pleasure. Thank you, Tom.
You're welcome. And for those of you that are listening and watching, thanks for doing that. If you have any comments, anything that felt like it was worthy of your own perspective, please leave that. Please share if you feel like this might benefit someone else, and like the video. That would be great. And we will be back with these as we go, trying to pull out different people from different walks of life to offer up their life balance advice as well. Thanks, guys. And thank you, Natasha. And we will see you guys soon. Take care.
Thank you.